We all see the headlines, right? The ecological crisis, climate change, extinctions, pollution. It can feel pretty overwhelming.
It really can.
But what if? What if all that stuff we see, the visible crisis, actually comes from something, I don't know, deeper, something we usually miss, maybe even like a spiritual thing?
That's a fascinating question, and actually it's right at the heart of the source we're looking at today. We've been reading through parts of an introduction to a book called The Divine Balance, Nature's Harmony Through the Lens of the Quran.
Okay, so our mission today then is to kind of unpack this idea from the source, this idea that maybe our planet's problems aren't just, bad tech or policies failing.
Right.
But maybe they reflect some kind of break deep inside us. We're going to explore how this, ancient text offers a really different way to look at today's ecological challenges. It seems to focus more on how we see nature rather than just big actions. Let's get into it.
Yeah, absolutely. The book starts by really grounding us in the reality, the urgent reality of the environmental crisis.
It doesn't pull punches.
No, not at all. It lists the challenges, climate change, species loss, deforestation, pollution, all these things really threatening the delicate balance of life. You can't really ignore the physical side of it.
Okay, but then it makes this shift, right? This argument that underneath all that visible stuff, there's this hidden imbalance. A spiritual disconnect between us, humans, and the natural world.
Exactly. The source argues that, from a Quranic perspective, you can't really separate the material and the spiritual. They're intertwined.
So the environmental problems we see,
they're presented as reflecting a rupture in our inner state. It suggests we've neglected our role as Khalifa.
Khalifa. Okay, let's unpack that term, because some listeners might hear that and immediately think, dominion or control. How does the book explain it differently? It even brings up that verse, Surah Al-Baqarah 2.30. Indeed, I will make upon the earth a successive authority.
That's a really key point. The source is clear that Khalifa isn't just about being in charge. It's more like a sacred trust, an amana.
A trust, okay.
Yeah. It completely reframes our relationship. It's not about power over nature, but about deep responsible care for it. The book suggests Islam encourages us to see nature less as a resource stockpile.
And more as
a mirror reflecting divine beauty, divine precision, mercy. It's a huge shift in how we perceive everything around us, seeing creation itself as sacred.
Wow, okay. If nature is a mirror of the divine, that must completely change how we even talk about ecological issues, doesn't it? Because right now, the conversation is so often about
data, statistics.
Yeah, exactly. Data, graphs, and honestly, quite a lot of fear, trying to shock us into action.
Right, and the book really contrasts that. It says, while modern environmental talk often uses data and fear, the Quran tries a different approach. It appeals more to awe, to reflection, to responsibility. Yeah, it constantly asks people to look at nature and see signs. The Arabic word is AYAT Signs of God. The idea isn't to scare you, but to inspire you through wonder, through seeing the inherent value in creation.
And the source gives that example, doesn't it? From Surah Al-Ghashiyah. Do they not look at the camels, how they are created? And at the sky, how it is raised high? It seems so simple, almost. Why is that kind of observation so important for this deeper spiritual ecology idea?
Well, the book argues they're not just sort of random observations. They're framed as invitations.
Invitations?
Invitations to connect, to see the world through the lens of toward divine unity. If everything in creation points back to the Creator, then how we treat nature directly reflects how we understand and respect that unity.
I see. So harming nature isn't just bad practice.
In this view, it's almost like an affront to that unity. It connects our actions directly to our faith, to our understanding of the divine.
That's a powerful connection. So this idea of mizan, then balance, it sounds absolutely central. It's not just like the planet staying in orbit.
Exactly. It's much bigger than just cosmic balance.
Yeah.
It points to the moral and spiritual equilibrium humans are supposed to uphold. It's about harmony in, everything, the natural world, our societies, even within ourselves.
A truly holistic balance.
It really is the foundation. And that leads us straight into these core ecological ethics that Islam proposes, according to the source. It breaks them down into three main principles.
Okay, what are they?
So first is mizan, which we've touched on, but here it's about actively maintaining that balance, that harmony in all parts of life. The source quotes Surah Ar-Rahman, and the sky he raised, and he set the balance. So do not transgress within the balance. It's pretty direct.
Right. Don't mess it up, basically.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Then the second principle is Rahmah, mercy or compassion.
Okay.
And the book points out how the Prophet Muhammad is described as a mercy to the worlds. What's really emphasized is how broad this mercy is meant to be, not just for people,
But
for animals, trees, the land, the water. His teachings are highlighted kindness to animals, avoiding waste, respecting natural resources. It makes compassion a universal ethic, applying to all of creation.
not just human to human.
Exactly.
Yep.
And the third principle is khilafah, stewardship, which we talked about earlier.
Right, the sacred trust, the amana.
Yes. It reinforces that we're caretakers, not owners. This isn't just about managing resources well. It's presented as a core part of our spiritual responsibility. It demands accountability, compassion, wisdom, and how we interact with the earth. Are we upholding that trust?
It makes environmental responsibility sort of non-negotiable from this perspective.
That's the argument.
Yeah.
And crucially, the source insists these aren't just nice ideas or abstract values. It calls them actionable ethics.
Actionable,
Meaning they're intended to actually guide our daily lives,
Yeah.
our choices, what we consume, how we conserve, how we live day to day. They're meant to be practical.
Okay, so that seems like where the book itself, The Divine Balance, really comes in. It's trying to guide readers on this journey.
Precisely. The introduction suggests the book invites readers to, rediscover creation through these sacred ideas, to connect with the prophetic wisdom on these topics, and then to respond to the crisis with both insight and hope.
And it offers practical help, too, not just theory.
Apparently so. The description mentions it aims to give, concrete guidance, maybe reflection exercises on applying raw day-to-day, or ways communities can act on khilafah for conservation. It sounds like it tries to bridge the gap between these big principles and actual real-world choices, using Quranic verses, prophetic examples, scholarship.
Making it tangible.
Yeah, making it tangible.
So, wrapping up this deep dive then, we've really explored a different angle on the environmental crisis. Not just seeing it as, a scientific or political problem, but through this spiritual lens from the Quran. We've seen how the source presents the outer crisis as a reflection of an inner imbalance, and how principles like Mizan, balance, Rama, mercy, and Khilafah, stewardship, offer this, compelling framework for living differently.
It's a shift in perspective, definitely, suggesting maybe some answers lie within us, not just out there.
So, for everyone listening, maybe take a moment later today, step outside if you can, just, feel the air, listen for a bird, look at the sky.
And as you do, maybe reflect on what we've talked about. Ask yourself honestly, have I been treating the earth like a sign from my creator, or more like a resource bin for my own desires?
Yeah, and what would it actually look like for me today to live as a true Khalifa, upholding that trust?
And maybe, how can I start to bring my own heart more into alignment with that mizan, that balance, and that Rama, that mercy? Just pondering those questions, what shifts could that start?